Hi, I'm John Atack.
I'm Sam Atack.
And it seemed it was probably about time to explain what we mean by open minds and mind opening and all of that kind of thing. To be open-minded means to be open to new ideas. So we've talked elsewhere about the my side or confirmation bias, which tends to keep us closed to new ideas.
I thought it was like where you actually literally open somebody's mind. That's not what we're aiming to do.
Well, if you could find where the mind was, because, of course, there's that first complexity that the term mind doesn't refer to the brain.
The ego center, as Will McDonald calls it.
Well, the global work space, there are all sorts of wonderful expressions that are used in psychology. The truth is that we're none of us really quite sure what's going on. And so there is a brain-mind differentiation. I hadn't meant to talk about this at all, but you made me.
Oh, damn. Are you open-minded to that idea?
No,
good.
So I'm not willing to talk about it. So we advocate open-mindedness, and what sort of concepts would fit into that? Doing as you're told.
That doesn't seem to fit in.
Okay. Shutting up.
No.
Okay. Not listening.
Nope.
I'm not really getting very close to this.
You'll get there.
So to be open-minded means, firstly, to take John Stuart Mill, the advice given by John Stuart Mill in On Liberty, which I think was published in 1859. And I'd like everybody to kind of write in the comments, no, it was 1857 or what have you. And, so it
I'll
can
certainly do that.
be even more pedantic than I am, which is not easy. John Stuart Mill said, basically, if you think somebody is an idiot and you've heard everything they have to say already, listen up, because you could be wrong. Now, this is very hard advice to take, and I say this having spoken to many idiots whose ideas I'd heard repeatedly, and having been frequently myself considered an idiot, and people guessing what it is I'm going to say. So they're like, no, let me talk now, let me talk now. So this relates to counselling, and if you're going to help a distressed human being, the first thing is to be open-minded, to let them say what they need to say. And the way I used to approach this was, if people came to me with troubles, I'd let them talk until they started repeating the story. That was my way of looking at it. And just encourage them to keep telling me, and then they'd get back to the beginning of the story. And my whole method, and I was very pleased that Margaret Singer pretty much had a similar approach, so a great deal more understanding, no doubt, of what was going on. But once the person has started to repeat the story, you then say, what could you do about that?
Yeah.
And they'll generally list 4 or 5 things that they could do about it. 3 of which are crazy. Yeah. 1 of which will get them sent to prison, and 1 of which seems vaguely rational. And
so you go for the one which sends them to prison?
It depends how much you like the person, really, at this point. If you've had enough of them, then I definitely do that. But as yet, I've managed to restrain myself.
Just about.
From doing that. Yeah. So open-mindedness is a fundamental concept that we all need to have. If you want to bully people, if you want to boss people around, if you want to tell people what to do, if you want to restrict, restrain, punish people, and that's the way you are, then you're probably a bit closed-minded. And we advocate for democracy, we advocate for consensus, agreement, talking things through, and not treating conversation as combat. This is something that's really affected me in dealing with some of my close friends over the years, that I realised that they want to win a conversation.
Yeah.
And that's what's called an argument. And our concern is to create discussion. I've elsewhere used the phrase to disagree agreeably, which means that if you are talking with somebody then treat them as a friend, not as a foe, not as somebody to be defeated in conversation. Because what should happen in a discussion is that two or more people come together, fully and openly express their ideas, and all come to a better understanding of the subject. Even if one of them happens to be a professor of the subject, if you're a good professor, then you will learn things from your pupils. So we advocate open-mindedness. We advocate listening before coming to conclusions. And we advocate checking to make sure the information you have is true. These seem like very simple ideas which are not being practiced by 90% of the population of the world.
Yep.
I'm just about still John Atack.
Yeah, I'm just about still Sam Atack.
And we thank you for your company. Hope to see you again soon.